Hello and welcome back. We are now in the top 8 of the Legacy Tour Huntsville, hosted by JC's House of Cards. This is the quarterfinals featuring Christopher Cusera on Storm, playing against Steven Jalbert on Infect.
Okay. So Steven's on the right, then it looks like.
So, backwards.
Sorry.
Chris on Storm is on the right, and Steven on Infect is on the left.
Okay.
I think they're still working on resolving mulligans right now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I see where we are. All right. Yeah, ignore it.
Steven is going to take a mulligan. I couldn't really see his hand.
I saw a brainstorm, but maybe he just didn't have any way to... we get a good look over there at Christopher's hand.
Looks like he had a pair of brainstorms and at least one Cabal therapy, so that's a decent opener for Storm.
Yeah, I'm unaware at this point either if the other players know what the other one's on. I'm pretty sure everyone had kind of been scouting a little bit.
Oh, by the top 8, you're usually pretty aware of what everybody is on.
So whatever it was, I guess he didn't really feel like he may have felt like he didn't have a way to interact with Storm. Because I don't know who's on the player on the draw here. Did you catch that?
So Chris, I believe, is the higher seed. Oh, someone bumped the camera. Chris, the Storm player, is the higher seed, so I think he's going to opt to play in this scenario. I think. We'll find out here in a second, but
yeah.
In any event, well, that hand looks a lot better for Steven.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the Storm Infect match is very opening hand dependent because typically the game only goes a few turns. Here we can actually see what he has.
There we go. Seems like a solid hand, though. I mean, he has the Spell Pierce to interact with what he's doing.
2 threats between the Blighted Agent and Inkmoth. Although Inkmoth Nexus is one of your worst threats in the Storm matchup because it's the slowest of the bunch and it requires you to sink mana every turn when you'd like to leave it up for counter spells or whatever.
But now he knows to play around the Pierce too. I don't think he's going to get too greedy. I mean, and then I guess I'm just trying to. It would be really nice to have a Force in this hand, but that's asking a whole lot.
Yeah, most of the Infect lists only run 3 Forces, mate. Yeah, and his only has 3 as well.
He, it's a completely keepable hand. It's not one where you're going to go down to 5 for it.
No.
So.
And actually, given the right draw, like if his first draw step is Glistener Elf, say, he can still actually pull off a turn 2 kill with perfect draws.
Yeah, and we don't know what's on top there either, because he got an opportunity to scry.
I think he sent it to the bottom, so obviously it wasn't something that was going to get him a turn 2 kill. But and given that he knows he's playing against Storm, he would probably ship a fair number of non-interactive cards. Like a Vines of Vastwood doesn't do him a lot of good here, because his opponent doesn't play removal spells.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's to your advantage, too, for the most part, because I don't believe Storm has any way to really interact with you. So,
in the game 1, no. Usually they're all in on just being as quick as they can. Game 2, you'll see a lot of times like things like Abrupt Decay or Chain of Vapor.
Yeah. He'll have Cabal therapy. I mean, but that's not where he's going to be anyway, I don't believe.
No, since Steven can't do anything to attack or kill him on turn 1, he doesn't have to try and strip any of the combo pieces like that Invigorate that he saw.
Yeah.
He isn't required to therapy it on his first turn because it wouldn't be a threat until turn 2 at the earliest, and that's assuming he can draw a creature to play. Assume we'll see him lead out on the Tropical Island here, so he can pull up Spell Pierce.
Oh, I actually went with the Inkmoth.
See, now that's dangerous to do because if Chris has the combo now or has enough pieces, he knows the Spell Pierce is no longer involved. And I mean, I realize he's playing the Inkmoth here because he thinks he can then use it to attack if he has to. But in all likelihood, his turn 2 play is just going to be the Glistener or the Blighted Agent. I mean, anyway, so it would be better to have the blue mana. Like the likelihood of you attacking is so slim.
I mean, it is possible that maybe he doesn't know that he's on Storm, and maybe he thought that maybe he was on Delver or something. Because a lot of times when people lead with a Gitaxian Pro, I think that's the first place my mind goes, especially seeing the Volcanic Island.
Sure.
So maybe he thought he was on some sort of blue-red Delver.
We'll see here in a second. Looks like he has another Gitaxian Probe.
Yep.
Actually, 2 more Gataxian probes.
Oh.
Now we're going to see that he drew the Verdant Catacombs. Yeah, I definitely, at this point, disagree with playing the Ink Moth. There's no way with that hand that he's attacking on turn 2.
And Gataxian's so good here, too, because you're not under pressure on your life at all, and it just feels...
Yeah, it's just a free cancel.
Yeah, so... Yeah, he's just kind of free to do what he wants.
Looks like he has a Lion's Eye Diamond, at least one. I can't tell what the other card there is. I know he had at least one ritual, whether it was Dark Ritual or... It looks like 2 Dark Rituals, a Cabal Ritual. So maybe he's just short a tutor.
Yeah.
He doesn't have like an Infernal or a...
I think... Are those proxies there? Those might be Grim. I don't know. I can't tell on the left.
No, it's 2 LEDs, 2 Dark Rituals, a Gataxian Probe, and maybe a Cabal Therapy.
Oh.
I'm surprised we didn't see the Cabal Therapy there. I guess maybe he's holding it for the turn he tries to go off here. Now he's got a second one. There's no reason not to fire off one of those. Or maybe that's a duress. But either way, it'll trade with the...
Yeah, I think that's... Well, no, he's just going to make sure there's no new information coming in.
Well, actually, at this point, he doesn't even need to... fight over a counterspell because with Steven tapped out, he can't play the Spell Pierce he has. So if he has the rest of the combo here, or if he can storm off, there's nothing to stop him. Oh, and we see he drew an Ad Nauseam. So yeah, if he can generate enough mana, that's just it.
But yeah, he's got. Did you say you saw 2 Dark Rituals?
Well, 2 Dark Rituals will get him enough mana to cast the Ad Nauseam. Will he have any spare mana afterwards? Well, he's getting the storm counter out, so I assume that means he thinks he can. Oh, with the LEDs he can. So what you can do?
2 lines on it.
What you can do is use the 2 Dark Rituals to cast the Ad Nauseam, and then holding priority, you can sacrifice both of the Lion's Eye Diamonds to float 6 mana for after the, then you'll have 6 mana for after the Ad Nauseam resolves, which is more than enough to finish off a combo here.
So, all right, we see the ritual come down. He's got 3 up right now.
He's using his Underground Sea to keep track of the black mana.
Okay.
So there's...
it's his storm count, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Although he's opted not to play the Lion's Eye Diamonds before Ad Nauseam. So he only has red or blue mana available. Although, I guess he hasn't made a land drop this turn, so yeah, he can easily play one of those lands if he needs to start up like with Dark Ritual again. Ooh. Let's see, what do we at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would leave Chris at 7 life?
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because Grim's 2, right? Yeah, of course, yeah. And...
Yeah, that's Infernal Tutor.
Infernal.
So yeah, that's only 6 damage so far. He's still at 7 life. He could have kept going, although I think this is a kill all locked up because he has at least 3 Lion's Eye Diamonds to build Storm.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So we'll see the first one. That should leave him with a Storm of 6, 7, or 8. I can't quite see that die. Oh, there's 7. Okay. This will get us a swamp so we can play the Infernal Tutor.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, I didn't see if... he didn't get a ritual, did he? Maybe a Cabal Ritual? Yeah, there's the Cabal Ritual, so he's got this in the bag pretty much. 8 mana with 5 black. Now if he holds priority here and breaks the diamond, looks like he's only going with 1, although that's still enough mana because this is the 9th spell, and if his last spell that he gets is... Tendrils of Agony. That'll be the full 20 damage. So just like that.
Yep.
Chris is taken down. Yep.
Thank
you, Chris. Yeah, so that was a really quick match. He what was that, turn 3?
Yeah, that was a turn 3 kill. I still think that our Infect player probably, especially, I don't know, I would have... Oh, sorry.
All right, so we're going to take a second here to advertise for the Birmingham Championship Series. This is a tournament series occurring in the Birmingham, Alabama area. It has 5 qualifying events that cover all of the non-legacy formats, Modern, Standard, and Sealed Limited. It culminates then in a 40-person invitational. That series is beginning in January. Actually, it's the second iteration of their series. They had the first series, and it was a big hit. And I spoke with the tournament director, and he said that they're starting up again in January. Details are available on Facebook at Birmingham Champion Series.
Oh, that's not. You think Chihuahua's going to be going to that?
I don't know if he participated in the first one. But given the turnout that it had, I would expect him to at least have some interest.
Yeah, he's in the area.
To the sideboards we go. You've got Steven's sideboard in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? What do you think he brings in here?
I think the Grafdigger's comes in.
Stop splashback.
Yeah, stop the flashback. Maybe the Juka Bog.
Bug also can.
And maybe the extra Spell Pierce that may come in as well.
Yeah, you want as much permission as you get. So probably the Flusterstorm and the Force Will as well.
Yeah, definitely the Flusterstorm. But yeah, I think that's where I'm seeing, and stuff that, of course, is coming out is just anything that would interact with the creatures. Let's see if there's anything that I would...
Well, so Infect doesn't use that removal, but you can a lot of times cut one or more of the Inkmoth Nexus just because they're so slow and Storm doesn't give you a lot of time.
Yeah.
Also, Vines of Vastwood is relatively useless because it's a 2-mana pump spell and they rarely are trying to kill your creatures.
What about the library? Think that comes out?
It depends. If he has a lot of permission, a Sylvan Library hand is good because it can give you lots of extra cards to keep the pressure on.
Yeah.
On the Storm side, he's got 4 Corrupt Decays, 3 Dreaded Knights. We won't see the Dreads. 3 Landline Sanctities. Probably won't see those either. 2 Chain of Vapor, which might come in. 1 Carpet of Flowers, which I don't think this is a match for. That's primarily against control decks like Miracles and Shardless. 1 Flusterstorm, which I guess you could argue is worth bringing in to fight against other Flusterstorms or other all the counter spells, since that's likely Steven's only means of interacting is just kind of those. And then Hurkyl's Recall, which I think is more for decks that play Chalice or Trinisphere.
Yeah.
So most likely we'll see some combination of Corrupt Decays and Chain of Vapors, and I think most likely he takes out the maybe the Empty Thorns, although an early empty is really easy for Storm to steal the win through. I don't know what else would be worth taking out here. Most of these cards are pretty good in the post board. I guess the most common thing is some number of cantrips. So we'll cut a Preordain and a Ponder or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also too, I mean, Dread only is going to like fog you for a turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking about that because I'm like, being someone that's not familiar, then I'm like, well, do you just, because they're so Voltron, have a way to protect that one piece, do you just want to fog out whenever they go in heavy with spells? But I don't think that's where you want to be, but I think mentally I can kind of see the justification for it being there, but I don't know. Dread seems like...
Oh, Dread of... No, you're thinking of Darkness.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, Darkness is a 1 black prevent all combat image instant that was printed in Legends. I think it was reprinted in Time Spiral.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No, Dread of Night is a 1 black enchantment that gives all white creatures -1/-1. That's almost exclusively in your fight against Death and Taxes.
I'm sorry, yeah. So I was thinking maybe you can just fog,
Yeah, Death and Taxes is a nightmare matchup for Storm because if they don't get a fast kill, Thalia and Storm Canvas and so on, really.
Yeah, I have to pay an extra mana for each one of those guys.
Especially when all of your spells are just to make mana.
Yeah.
So Steven's taking on a mull of 6, it looks like a land heavy hand, which is not common with Infect. They only run 19, but he also doesn't have an Infect creature. And he decides that's not good enough. I couldn't tell what else. I know there was a Noble Hierarch, which is, again, more mana, and at least 1 Force of Will, but maybe he felt there was not enough action in that hand to...
I mean, on the play, I mean, you gotta have something going on, I think.
Yeah, you want lots of reactive spells, but you can't be all reactive. You have to have some amount of pressure to apply.
Yeah.
Again, it's kind of like the Delver decks, where you have to have your interaction, but at the same time you really need you really need some pressure to go with it, because just giving an infinite amount of time to storm is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I think that's a challenge of every format. It's just making sure that you can build, you know, bring in stuff for the sideboard that you're not weakening your primary strategy, but you're bringing in enough so that it's kind of hedging you against what they're doing.
So it looks like he let out on a tropical island, or a Misty into a tropical island, and a Glistener Elf.
Yes.
The remainder of his hand was he had 3 cards left. I saw a Flusterstorm, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, on the mulligan of 5. So those are duress. We'll see.
Yeah, there's the Flusterstorm.
He still has in at least one of the Vines of Vastwood and a Blighted Agent. Yeah, so this is a very slow hand.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is not the way you would draw it up if you were the Infect player.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on the positive side, I mean, where he's not really interacting with his Vines, it's still a palm spell. I mean, so there's that.
So I imagine the card to take here would be the Flusterstorm, since it's the card that interacts the most.
I think that's what's going on. Oh, he actually took the Vines.
So he's assuming I guess maybe Christopher's hand is slow enough that he can't kill him before the pump spell make him online, and he wants to give himself as much time as possible.
And the combo and he may have brought in a Abrupt Decay.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah, you could actually get rid of a creature. It looks like Steven drew an Invigorate, so he's actually closer to a kill than you realize.
Oh.
I think I see a Chain of Vapor in Chris's hand, so he brought that in. Is that a second Invigorate? Yeah,
I believe it is. Yeah.
So this is still a turn 3 kill with the Invigorates. That would be +9/+9. And yeah, with 1 poison already, that's the kill.
Yeah.
Now,
well, I don't know, because he got the Abrupt. Something tells me that he took that Vines for a reason. And I think he has something that he can interact with.
That would be brutal here.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like the Invigorates have resolved.
Because he doesn't really even have enough left to play Blighted out. So
no, he has
all of his pressure.
Those are his 2 draws, and Christopher knows it. Yeah. So, I guess part of the issue here would be with that Chain of Vapor is that he knows that he left him with the Flusterstorm.
Yeah. Well, there's the Flusterstorm.
Steven can't play fast enough. So now we've got, what, 9? We've got 5 copies.
Yes.
2 Invigorates, the Chain of Vapor, and then 1 on Flusterstorm. So I guess it's the original Flusterstorm plus 3 Storm copies.
So 4.
So he has to pay 4 mana to make the Chain of Vapor resolve.
I'm trying to think what he might have for 1 mana.
No, it looks like he's going to pay for it with Dark Rituals.
Oh, wow. Wow, that was really great.
The Glistener Elf is returned to Steven's hand, and he was able to pay for the Flusterstorm. Boy, that sets him back. As if mulligan to 5 wasn't bad enough.
Yeah, I know.
So his draw for turn looks like a Bloodstained Mire, and he's going to play...
I mean, at this point, too, Christopher kind of knows.
Oh my gosh, yes, with the therapy, he knew the Glistener Elf was in his hand.
So bad. And he can't play the Blighted.
Right, so now so the combination of all those rituals plus the bounce spells has effectively stripped his hand of everything.
Yeah, so now, he's only at one poison. He's sitting pretty comfortably.
So Steven found land,
which
I guess means he can now deploy the Blighted Agent.
The bad thing is, drawing land this turn, you have, exactly what's in his hand, too. I mean, he still doesn't have any way to interact with you. So
now Chris did expend a lot of his hand paying for that Flusterstorm. Looks like he's down just 2 cards with the 4 lands.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's got, I think he drew a Dark Ritual, and it looks like his hand is a Lion's Eye Diamond, a Dark Ritual, and maybe a Taxiing Probe?
I can't see the probe. I think you're right on the others.
So the probe, I mean, that would put him 1 card deeper, maybe he can find some action, but as it is, I don't think he has...
Maybe he doesn't have the probe, because I can't see any reason for him not to play it.
Other than holding it to try and build Storm later.
Yeah.
So just an attack for 1, and we're back to the Storm player, who draws another land.
Got him on that 8-turn clock now.
Oof. Oh, yeah, it was the probe.
Yeah. Maybe he's using for Storm, though. Maybe did he draw into something that... I saw a Wasteland.
No, there's the tutor. So with this, let's see, he has a Storm Count 1. He hasn't played a land this turn, so that would come up to 5 mana. And he has the Lion's Eye Diamond. Let's see, 1, 2 for the tutor.
Did you say, I think there's another ritual on there.
Yeah, it's either a ritual or a Cabal Therapy. I can't tell. Or maybe both. I guess he has 4 cards in it. Yeah, but I would think he could go. If he, he's the Lion's Eye Diamond plus his land drop. Yeah, he could generate 6 mana after the tutor resolves, which is enough to play ad nauseum, and he's still at.
Yeah.
Actually, he's at 23 because of the invigorates.
Yeah.
So he has lots of life to play with. I assume at this point you just go for it. You know he doesn't have any counter spells. Because his hand is just a crop rotation. And
I think Christopher's just doing a little bit of math here. Because much like Steven, he's going to be going all in on this, so he wants to make sure that he's dead at the end of this. So it's just good to check, it's like, this is going to be the turn.
You check your numbers before you.
I think he knows he's safe, but he's just trying to make sure that he has enough mana, and he has all the pieces there that he needs to kind of fill this out.
Let's see, minimum clock out of the Infect player, because he should account that he's not going to go for it here. He needs to figure out how many turns he has left.
Mm-hmm.
And with a crop rotation, you get Pendlehaven, which effectively halves the remaining clock. So instead of 8 turns, it's only 4. And then a single pump, all the pump spells in Infect are for 4, except for Become Immense is 6. Actually, if he crop rotates for Pendlehaven and then draws Become Immense, that's a kill next turn.
Yeah.
With ideal draws, he could just be dead.
Yeah. Well,
even more argument for just go for it here.
I mean, do you think Steven was a little bit too greedy on those invigorates?
Well, given that he had very little permission, or actually that he had the land to protect it, the Flusterstorm to protect it, I think it was very justified.
Yeah. I guess Christopher didn't really have enough to go off that turn. I mean, he sat there, he was deep in the tank for a while.
Yeah, I can't imagine with ad nauseum that with ad nauseum he wouldn't have been able to do it. Unless, of course, he took ad nauseum out. But I can't imagine you do that against a deck that doesn't deal damage.
No, yeah, exactly. We got.
This is like the best way to win.
I see a Petal.
Lotus Petal, Lion's Eye Diamond.
Yeah.
The tutor and
then the. Trying to think right now. The ritual or.
Is it a Cabal ritual? I think it might be a Cabal Therapy.
Okay, maybe that's why we're wrong. Why did he go off? That would make a big difference. So, and then he doesn't really have anything he's trying to strip out of his hand, I don't think. I mean, he's playing off the top of his deck.
So now this noble hierarch has effectively half the clock also.
Yeah.
Which means, again, if he sees his pump spell, it's the game
one
right
spell
now.
is like...
Because that's 4 plus 2 more is 6. I apparently didn't draw it because he just swings for 2 again, but...
Yeah.
I'm a little worried that Chris is giving up the window he has to just finish this game out.
I didn't see what he pulled.
It was a second Lion's Eye Diamond, so he can't ask for more mana.
Yeah.
At this point, that's 6 from the Lion's Eye Diamond, plus he has a Lotus Petal and 3 lands, so that's 10 mana after the tutor resolves. I don't know how much more you need.
I see a crop rotation, and I also see a spell pierce over here in Steven's hand too. So I think he drew the spell pierce last turn.
Okay. So the Cabal Therapy is probably searching for a Force Will maybe, or Flusterstorm.
See if he has
whatever it was he missed.
Yeah.
But he now knows about the spell pierce. So
so he'll have to play around that. But I think he still has enough mana. He should be able to pay 2 out with the Lion's Eye Diamond.
Oh yeah, he can definitely do that. Yeah, there's nothing stopping him. I think he had the green light 2 turns ago, and I think it's even easier now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he knows exactly what he has to play around.
No, I've gone to two Star City Opens with Chris where he's played Storm, and I've noticed in those events he is extremely methodical. He waits until what he thinks is the absolute last turn to try and go off. Never rushes it, which I'm not sure if that's always correct. I've kind of gotten the impression that sometimes you have to go for it early because your percentage your likelihood percentages of successfully ad nauseuming and things like that is better on those turns. So it's sort of a numbers game, but I guess Chris, being a little newer to the deck and just a more cautious player, likes to wait until he has the maximum amount of information before he goes.
Yeah. I'm terrible about being a greedy player too. Yeah, sometimes I'll just throw caution to the wind. I'm like, hey, if they've got the Doomblade or if they got the counter, they got it. And I'll just go in. And,
well, I mean, that's worth taking into consideration too when you're doing your legacy math. Is that there's some portion of the games where they're going to have the force of will or whatever, and then there's another percentage where they won't, and sometimes your odds actually get worse the longer you wait.
Yeah. So I've had a few people kind of reprimand me on, why did you do that?
So here's the tutor.
Yeah, there's the tutor.
Maintaining priority, he'll crack both lion's eye diamonds for probably, if I had to guess, he's going to get red and black mana.
Yeah.
Nope, looks like he went with all black, so he knows he's got it with just that. Tutor is going to resolve. And with a storm count of 5, I assume this means we'll be seeing an ad nauseum. Yep, there it is. So, let's see. Starting at 22 life, I think his odds of fizzling is pretty slim here.
Oh, yeah.
He's also got 4 mana, 2 lands, a Lotus Petal, and 1 floating black mana left over.
2.
So that's 1, 2, 3 damage. So he's at 19.
Is that 19. Tutor?
It's Infernal, yeah.
Oh, was that Infernal Tutor?
No, I'm sorry. He's seen 3 Cabal Therapies. Oh, and there's the Tendrils.
Okay.
Or not Cabal Therapies, Cabal Rituals, sorry. There's this one of Flusterstorm. Boy, that makes this pretty much a lock.
Ugh. It's so miserable. He's just, why not? Go, dig until you don't have any life left,
Yeah, at this point, with all those spells, there's no reason he couldn't stop now, I don't think, and finish it. That was the Dark Petition, so I don't know what that's going to leave him at. Wow, all the way down to 3.
Yep.
I can't imagine he can't find a winning line with all of this.
Yeah.
He's already got the Tendrils in hand.
Yeah. I still got all these. Yeah.
So I guess Steven wants to have a second look at all of the business here.
All the fun stuff. Here, let me see your hand.
Steven's got to know he's dead.
Yeah.
Just make him go through the motions.
Yeah. I mean, you could be playing up against, someone. I don't know. Christopher? Well, Christopher's not new to the deck, really.
He's not new to the deck, although he's only been playing Legacy for a few months. But he's played Storm at least 2 major events.
Yeah.
And had reasonable success. Our Storm count is more than lethal now. Now it's just a matter of generating enough mana to make the Tendrils happen. And I think
it's just psychological warfare. I mean, we don't have another match after this. For everyone else looking around, he just wants to break their spirit. I think,
So there's the Cabal Ritual.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's what I thought was the Grim Tutor earlier.
Which is going to generate 5 mana because he has Threshold. Although that crop rotation could nuke his graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Although that's not enough because we know he has at least 2 more Cabal Rituals in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
So he can, even if they're just unthresholded or uncaked, whatever you want to call it, they would generate enough mana alone.
Yeah. I was just looking at the list too, and I keep talking Grim Tutor, and there's not one in the list.
No, he's running a pair of Dark Petitions instead. In most Storm ad nauseum lists, anyway, the Dark Petition has replaced the Grim Tutor.
Oh, yeah.
Not only because it's about $150 or $200 less.
Yeah.
To buy up front. Here comes the Spell Pierce, although we know we can easily pay for this.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying not only because it
give that one crack this fetches. 3 was smart. Sorry, I was thinking of that.
Alright, yeah. Beyond that, you can't use that.
Sorry, go ahead.
So the Dark Petition is not only more cost effective monetarily, but it's also it's just a better card for the deck in a lot of ways because you don't have the life loss like you do with Grim Tutor, and you don't have and then you end up with more mana floating afterwards.
Yeah.
So it only effectively costs 2. In any event, the Tendrils was in hand, and that's the game. Where
yeah.
Christopher Kucera takes it 2-0.